James Melendez, thank you for joining me at my tasting table. These wines are next from the producer Kenwood Vineyards. There's a Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and a Cabernet Sauvignon. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more about each of these wines. I was on a Zoom tasting with the wine producer and other wine journalists about some of their wines they're featuring. Now this is with Zeke Neely, and going through each of these wines, I think they're really a nice selection. And so there's two lines here. There's Six Ridges as well as their Discovery line wines. And so I'll go through each of these wines. So the Discovery is something that's an entry-level price point, and you can find it's much more widely distributed throughout the United States. Now you can find Six Ridges from retailers as well as a producer directly. Now here's the first wine. This is the Kenwood Vineyards, Monterey County, Sonoma County, Chardonnay 2018 vintage. Back label for you to look at here. 72% of the fruit is coming from Monterey County, 28% is coming from Sonoma County, and a 13.5% ABV. The price point I found is between $8.97 and $9.99. Now also keep in mind, you're gonna find this price point can differ in your specific location throughout the United States. So I like the approach on this wine. It's Monterey County on 3/4 of this wine, and 28% of this is Sonoma County. So I like that characterization of fruit being selected from this region versus from potentially other regions which are not really known for their Chardonnay production. And is it just a general California Appalachian wine? So I do appreciate this bi-county approach. Fleshy commons pear, Asian pear, spice, and honeysuckle notes. Next is the palate characterization. So on this, I'm getting a fruit characterization of Commons pear, green apple note, Granny Smith apple note, nutmeg, and mineral note. This is a 90-point wine out of 100 points. Next is a Sauvignon Blanc. So keep in mind, in the Discoveries, you will have some screw cap. In the Six Ridges, you won't have any screw cap. It's a traditional cork. And so I'm going to pour this wine right now. This is Sonoma Coast, which actually, this is the first Sonoma Coast Sauvignon Blanc I've ever tasted. It is quite delicious. What you're getting from this region generally, or this AVA, American Viticultural Area, you're going to get Pinot Noir and Chardonnay on the predominant amount of wines from this area. You might get some Syrah as well, but definitely this is my first ever Sauvignon Blanc from this region. Now let me show you the Sauvignon Blanc, and this is a 2019 vintage. This is a Six Ridges platform or level of wine that they do produce. So it's you have the Discoveries, and you have Six Ridges, and you have other wines that they do produce. Of course, Jack London is probably one of the most famous wines that they do produce, Jack London Vineyards. And so here's the back label for you to look at here. A 13.5% ABV. Again, not a lot of fruit of Sauvignon Blanc from this region, and it is quite handsome. So on the producer's website, they do sell this. It is a $22 price point. This is a really gorgeous wine, mouth-watering characterization of Yellowstone fruit, gooseberry, preserved lemon. So somewhat of an evocation of a New Zealand Sauv Blanc. So a lot of people do not care for a New Zealand style or characterized Sauvignon Blanc, and that's why I bring this out, because I think it's important to at least be transparent so you're getting the wine that you want. So this is giving a palette of Yellowstone fruit, star fruit, as well as a hint of gooseberry, mineral notation as well. And so this is not that complete sensory characterization of the gooseberry, both on the palate and the nose, so just a very minute hint. To me, it's a really nice, beautiful, gorgeous wine and a nice price point. This is really, asking for cheeses, and I did a cheese tasting alongside these wines. So here's just a nice picture of the cheeses that I was afforded in this tasting, and they paired very, very nicely with each of these wines. So I'll put those cheeses down below so you know what I was pairing this with, and really nice characterization. Next is a Cabernet Sauvignon. Now here is the Mendocino County, Sonoma County Cabernet Sauvignon. Now let me show you the label up close. This is the Discoveries line, and so it's really a good value price point. Mendocino County, Sonoma County Cabernet Sauvignon, 2016 vintage. In the marketplace, I think you're going to see a lot of 2017, and so it was nice to taste 1 year behind on this because I definitely want to get more aging. From my experience, 51% is Mendocino County, 49% of this is Sonoma County. And I didn't have a tech sheet to know if this is 100% Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't think so based on the, say, 2016 or 2017 tech sheet that I saw. So I cannot verify that this is, in addition to Cabernet Sauvignon, there's Merlot and Cabernet Franc. I'm assuming there's that, and potentially there could be, say, Malbec and Petit Verdot, and a 14.1% ABV. So this is a $9.99 to $15 range on pricing that I saw online. It can vary depending on where you are in the United States. So to me, I think it's really nice to have a wine that, as opposed to a general appellation wine, which I'm not really a huge fan of, just a California Cabernet Sauvignon. I want it from a specific appellation, and a by appellation or a by AVA, such as Mendocino County and Sonoma County, really fits the bill for me. So it's nice to get the fruit coming from Mendocino County, Sonoma County. So when I think about Sonoma, Mendocino County, really nice Cabernet Sauvignon comes from this region, as well as other varieties. So it's a nice plethora of fruit, especially from Mendocino County. When I look at the grape variety, it's probably even slightly north of what you get from, say, Sonoma County. And it's nothing to speak poorly of Sonoma County. I would never do that. But I think this wine is very nicely done in terms of its nose and palate. So this, I'm getting characterization of rich red and black fruit notes, spiced sanded cedar, and dried red roses. Next, the palate characterization. So the palate is expressive of blackberry, cassis, clove, white pepper, and tarragon. This wine is 90 points out of 100 points. More information on the producer down below. Questions or comments, please list there. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you already have, merci beaucoup to you. I do appreciate it. And stay tuned for more wine reviews to come and more wines at my tasting table. So we can also connect on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I will see you again at this tasting table. Santé.